Hello, good day, everybody. Good morning. Hi, how are you? My name is Juliet, and welcome to my channel. So, today what we're going to be doing is some perfect placement with some laser alignment. So, I'm going to stitch out a little bit of some lettering, and then we're going to rehoop and we're going to line up some other lettering to go with it. So this is directly, somebody had called me, asked me how to do this, and so that's what we're going to do today. All right, so welcome to my channel. This is Colorful Threads, and we are going to be doing perfect placement. And to get started, I'm just going to type in some lettering just so we can get something stitched out that we need to line something else up to. So I'm going to switch over to the computer, and we're going to get started. Okay, so this is perfect placement using laser alignment, and so this is what I want to have sewn out when I'm done. But I'm going to delete everything except for perfect placement so that I have to line these other pieces up to it. Okay, so I'm just going to select these things and delete them, and select this line and delete it, leaving us with just our first phrase, perfect placement. Now I am using the 12 by 12 hoop, so I'm going to turn on my 12 by 12 hoop, which is a right click, and that's just what I'm working in today, and I want to make sure that it fits. So let's see, something like that looks really good. Okay, we're not going to get too picky. That looks good. All right, I'm going to center that because we're working off of 0, 0. And let's get that loaded into the machine. So the version 11 of Design Shop has this quick little load tool. Otherwise, it's going to be File, Machine, Load Design. I'm going to switch over to my machine, and I had the hat driver on here before, so I've got to change my hoop and get that 12 by 12 selected. Let's see, I'm stitching on purple fabric, so let's do red because that's going to be very bright against the purple. And I'm on regular fabric, so I think that's going to be 7, and we can run this at 1100 today. It's just some lettering. All right, let's get this stitched out real quick. 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So I just put my arms on, so I'm just making sure they're snug so they don't wiggle around. Okay. I'm going to move this up in the hoop just so I have room to add my other things. Okay, up. Let's see, somewhere in there should be good. All right. Is the red threaded? Yes, okay, good. I always forget to thread the needle I'm working on. All right, now we're going to work on some camera angles while that's stitching out a little bit. All right, that looks pretty good. That'll work for when we go to line things up and having everything over here. So I'm going to leave the tripod here, and while this is sewing, I'm going to take you back to the computer, and we're going to set up the next file. Good. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Joni. Hello, welcome. Drew Escapes. Hi. Hi, Anna. Oh, the picture. Yes, our engagement picture. Yeah, I love that. Let's see, Joni. Awesome. Hi, Drew. Okay, let me switch this back to the computer now so we can set up the file. So basically we're trying to line up some new sewing to some old sewing. So we had perfect placement going on. So now I'm going to change this lettering to say using enter laser alignment exclamation mark and apply. There we go. All right, so I got my new file, and this file can be whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's you've got some previous dates and somebody wins every year, or they compete and every year they come in and they want you to add the next year that they did their thing. This is what you're going to try to be lining up and what we're going to be doing. So just to get this design file so that I can use it, I am going to center it, because that's all I really need. I like the font. I'm not really concerned about fonts today. It's all about function. But what I need to do with this file is print it. So I'm going to go to the print function and let that subprogram open. There we go. Okay, so down the left side of this print function, what I want is the origin. That's our red line. We want the grid because we're going to need 2 marking points on this design. Oh, you know what? Wait, before I do this, I forgot it's... No, that's on the hoop. Okay, sorry. I was like, wait, I have to resize it for the hoop. Did that. Okay, down the side, origin, the grid, and we want to print it in actual size. And what that does is it's going to give me 2 pieces of paper. The first one is going to be this, which has your design name, your colors, your small little picture, and it says not actual size, and all of the details. Today, I don't really need that page, so when I print it, I'm only going to print page 2. And page 2 gives me all of my grid, my design. This is going to be the actual size that it stitches so that I can put that on the garment or whatever it is you're sewing, garment, jacket, and I can line it up right where I want it to be. So let's see if I can hit the print button now. And I am using my Canon printer. That's this one. Yeah. TR, okay. And I only want page 2 of the data and print. Printing. Okay, it's printing. Yay! All right, let's get my table ready. There we go. I got my paper. So I'm going to switch the camera now to the overhead camera. All right, so we have, and here's the weird part, is it's upside down for me, so I will try my best to make sure it's, yeah, see, it's like weird mirrored. I don't know, I'll figure that out later. But here we have our design, and it's got the grid. So I know that this design is centered because the laser alignment uses this red line to do its magic. So I'm going to get a pencil, pen, doesn't matter. And what I want to do is I want to find an equal distance from one side to the other, and I'm going to circle a point just so that I have a like bullseye to work off of. And mine prints in 1/2 inch grids. So 1 inch, 2, 3. I'm just going to do this point. So here, 1, 2, and 3 here. It doesn't have to be exact, but I can't see behind the L, so I'm going to go 1 over. So it's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, and 1, 2, 3 ticks. So 1, 2, 3 inches, and 1, 2, 3 ticks. So here's the bullseye I'm going for here. So these are going to be the reference points that we use to tell the software how and where we want this design to go. So it's finished sewing. Let me grab this off of the machine now. Okay, now I could leave it hooped like this and still do the tutorial, but I want to rehoop this a little bit and make it kind of crooked in the hoop, because it doesn't matter how your garment is hooped when you're using the laser alignment tool. All right, sorry, that was a nice loud pop. I guess I should have like loosened my hoop a little bit. Normally I wouldn't pull and tug on things, but since this is just a stitch out that I'm using for the tutorial, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we're good and crooked in the hoop. So I'm going to take my paper, and just to make it easy to work with, I'm going to trim it down. Get rid of that. Okay, so now I have a piece that I can lay on here and get lined up. So if you had a date here and you're trying to line that date perfectly up with a date right above it, you can see if you need to trim the edge right down to the letter or the date or whatever, so that you can get right up to it wherever you want to go. You can do that. So I'm going to just go like this for my application. Looks like these are a little bit snug, so I'm going to go up just a touch. And I kind of have a straight line to go off of here and here, distance from there to there. You could get really specific and measure the distance from here to here to see if you're exactly where you need to be. I have kind of fallen in love with my little, this one. And yeah, so that one is at 1 tick mark and that one is 1 tick mark. So I mean, you can get this specific with it. And it looks like I need to go to the right just a bit. So that's going to line up right there. Now from here, you could do a couple of things. You could tape this, provided the fabric allows for taping. You can pin it. Let's do a little bit of, let's do the tape. You know me, and I like my tape. So I'm just going to get a piece, and I'm not going to cover my point. I'm just going to make sure that the paper doesn't move. This wouldn't work with a bath towel, the taping, because you'll pluck all of those little pieces of the bath towel out of there. But for this fabric that I'm using, which is a jersey knit, this is going to work great. Now, this looks totally wrong, but you're going to see the magic soon. All right, let's go back to the computer. And I'm going to close this. And what I'm going to do is send this to the machine. And that's either the load design button or the file machine, load design. Here it is in my software. My color needs to be red. Got the right hoop. I'm going to do the same active feed and the same speed. This should take about 6 minutes. Okay, now then, I'm going to switch over to the tripod camera. So here's where we're going to do all of the, oh, you can see where my printer is. I can close this. Haha. Okay. So looks pretty crooked, doesn't it? But that's what we're gonna do. Laser alignment uses one reference point and one reference point, or reference point number one, reference point number two. All right. So at this point, you're gonna disregard anything happening on your screen because the design is gonna move all over the screen and do crazy stuff. You're gonna focus on where your paper is and these points. So we got to get to our first reference point, which is going to be over here. So what I want to achieve is I'm going to use the hoop and the arrow keys to get my laser pointer, that little red dot, right on the intersection that I circled on this side. We're going to try to make sure we get the camera to see that. So I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to do hoop and arrow keys. And I don't even know if you can see the laser. Maybe you can. But I'm just looking at that laser light. And I want it to be right on that intersection of that red line and that gray line that I chose. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Perfect. See, when I take my finger off, it was right there. There's my laser light. Okay. So now that I'm where I need to be for my reference point, I'm going to program this point in the software. To do that, I'm going to do the laser button and the left arrow. And you'll hear two little beeps, and the light will actually flash. And that will tell you that it took the first reference point. All right, so now that was step 2. Did I start with step 1? Yes, step 1, step 2. Okay, step 3. We're going to move that laser light to our second reference point using the hoop and the arrow keys. So I'm going to come over to this side and down until I see it right on that intersection, which is equally spaced. Okay, there's my light. Can you see the little red dot when it goes away? There it is. It should be right there. All right, so now we're at our second reference point. So now what we're going to do is we're going to program this one. And so we're going to go back to the keypad and we're going to use the laser left arrow again. Laser press, left arrow. You'll hear the two beeps and it will flash to tell you that you've got your programming in. All right, but we're not done. Now we got to do step 5. Step 5 is reload the design so that it's on our angle. And that is laser bullseye. Again, it will flash and it will have two beeps. So now it has moved. I'm going to show you what the computer screen looks like because it's kind of washed out here. There, you can see our design is on that angle, which is exactly what we want. All right, let's switch back to the tripod. So now what I'm going to do before I move my paper is I'm going to do a trace. So I'm going to hoop and star, and I'm going to watch that laser and make sure that it goes right around the edge of my writing, exactly where I want it to be, and it did. So now I can remove my paper. So I'm just going to come in and pull this out. Make sure my fabric is laying flat, and I'm going to hit start. And we're going to run this. So we're going to run this now, and it's going to line right up where we want it. Not too bad. We're at 1100 stitches per minute, and it should take about 5 minutes to stitch this lettering out. And I'm going to stop after the word using is done. and pull it off the machine so that we can see the progress. Because we really don't need to stitch it all out to verify that it's working. And we've covered the basics. We've set up the design in the software. We printed it out. We printed it out with our grid marks so that we can line it up with whatever else we're doing. This is an application that you're going to use when you're dealing with cheerleading teams or football teams where somebody's made it through junior varsity and varsity, and they went to some championship and they had their junior varsity, and then they're adding their varsity, so they only have one jacket and don't have to buy another jacket. Those are the kind of applications you're going to see this. Or anytime you want to line something up exactly where you want it to stitch, this is the tool you're going to use, and you're going to sew it right where you had the paper pinned or taped on. It's almost done with the G. We'll get to do the reveal. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying today's content. See how many mistakes we can find in my verbiage. And look, I let it start sewing the next letter. All right, finish that letter. Okay, here we go. There's our using. Let's see how we can do this. There it is. So that is lined up right where I wanted it to stitch. Voila. And if you haven't subscribed, give me a little subscribe. It is free, costs you nothing, but you will click on the little bell so you can get any notifications of when I do videos. Leave me a comment of any videos that you would like a tutorial for, because I have been doing this for 21 years, and I just know so much. It's like, where do I even begin giving everybody the information? So I'm basing all of my videos on viewer content and viewer comments. So if there's something you'd like to see, just give me a comment below and I'll add it to the list and we'll get your video made. We're just sewing. Trying to think if I'm missing anything. We did the software, we did the video. We printed it out. Yeah. Can't decide where I want to stand. I want to be over here where I can see. I have used this technique in several different applications, and I've actually been printing my designs out like this and doing a laser alignment for a long time. Oh, that's something we can do. So I'll show you where, if you're going to do the design above a pocket, so you would have your line of your pocket to go by. You want your design above the pocket. I'll show you how to set that up. Let's do that. So let me change this a little bit and we'll do my name. Maybe I want my name above my pocket. Okay. So normally you would center your design, but for above a pocket application, you're going to go off of center. So the laser alignment tool uses the red line That's the horizontal line in your software to uh, do the laser alignment, algorithm in the background. So if this was to represent your pocket, then you would move your design, your logo, your name, whatever it is, above. Okay, how far above the top edge of the pocket do you want the design to stitch? Or does your client want the design to stitch? That is entirely up to what you want. I have one client that gets scrubs and she wants her logo 1.5 inches above the pocket because she has a little book that goes in her pocket and she wants her logo above it. Um, Generally, though, you're going to experience the bottom edge of your design about 1/2 inch above the pocket is going to be your industry standard. From there, it's just going to depend on the client and the application that you're doing at the time. So this would be your pocket. So then when you do the laser alignment, you'll use one corner of the pocket here. Let's see, I could even draw. So you would have the corner of your pocket here. The other corner of your pocket would be here. So escape, escape, get out of the tool. There we go. So these would be your corner of your pocket. This is going to be where your design goes. And the corner is going to make sure that it centers and it goes up exactly where it needs to be. Any questions? Let me look and see. Hi, I'm late to the live streaming. Hi, Lydia. How are you doing today? Yes, we are doing laser alignment today. Not a problem. You can always go back and watch it again. I'm going to delete these two little drawings. So basically I was setting up, a design to go over a pocket, which is one of the things that you would use for this laser alignment application. Once I started doing the laser alignment on logos above a pocket, they're always straight, they're always centered, and I never have a problem. Because you have that straight line of that pocket to go by. Everything is backwards. How do you tilt it? Where's your straight line? We're on the T, so we're almost done, and then we'll have the whole thing finished. And it's looking good. Yeah, this will let you line up to really any 2 reference points on anything you're looking for. So if you're doing like shirts that have stripes in them, if you get that logo, even if it looks straight to you and you think you've got it hooped straight, just a slight tilt in that logo is going to make it just look so wrong. So anytime you have striped shirts or something that you can use a line to go off of for reference, this will make it look visually pleasing. Yay! We're all done. How does that look? Again, I'm trying to tilt. Yeah, see? That all lined up exactly where I wanted it to go. I would totally sell this. This would go to a client if it was a logo, if it was a name, if it was 2020 champion, 2021 champion, 2022, whatever it is you're trying to line something up with something already sewn, this is your technique. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like today's content. I always try to talk so fast. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button because I'm always doing new tech tips, new tutorials, anything I can do to help you hoop or sew an item better, let me know and I will try to post a video for you as soon as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. Have a fabulous rest of your week and a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.